Hey, what's up guys, it's Xantho here, and this is going to be a little bit more information in a preliminary tree before the tree changes for my Freezerburn Tactician. In the background you can see the player with some permafrost bolts in a mapping scenario with pretty mediocre gear. Herald Device kind of carries clear quite a bit, and permafrost bolts is really good at freezing, which it'll be even about double as good as freezing as this video example. So let's jump right into a little bit more information. So this is my preliminary tree. Just swinging down here, picking up the armor and stuff, projectile stuff, 200 damage stuff. Herald on set 1, glancing blows. I need to talk about glancing blows real quick. Let's bring up a little infographic on deflection. So deflection rating provides a chance to deflect damage from hits, preventing 40% of the damage from those hits and elements they inflict. Exact chance to deflect also depends on the enemy attacker's accuracy. So the new Polish gear passive, it's newly updated one. Instead of getting 100% of armor's extra stun threshold, it gives 20% of armor's extra deflection rating. So that's pretty cool, because deflection, we can scale pure armor and still get deflection. Kind of works like suppression, spell suppression in PoE 1, except it works for all hits. And if you deflect the hit, once again, 40% less damage you take, which is big. And then glancing blows on the tree, which is previously the block one, the double block but 50% damage from block, has been changed to read chance to evade is unlucky, chance to deflect is lucky. So chance to evade is irrelevant because we have basically no evasion at all. Chance to deflect is lucky is huge because we actually are scaling deflect. So what lucky means is that it's rolled twice and the better result is taken. So you basically get 2 chances to deflect for every hit you take. If you had like 30% chance to deflect, it would be 0.7 times 0.7. And you would actually have 51% chance to deflect. If you had 40% chance to deflect, it would be a failure time of 0.6 times 0.6. And you would actually have 60% chance to deflect instead of 40. If you had 50, it would be 75. If you had 80, you'd be like, if you had 80, it'd be quite low chances of fail. Yeah, you have 96% chance to deflect if you get to 80% chance. So lucky is like a really strong mechanic whenever it comes up in PoE. And then also deflect is scaled by the enemy accuracy penalty based on distance, which is now a little bit more steep based on distance, which is good for us in this scenario. 90% less accuracy at 9 meters or further, and it's linearly interpolated from 2 meters down to 9 meters. So about 5 meters, it would be like 45%. 5.5-ish meters, I think, because it's 7 meters of total distance. Half that's 3.5. Yeah, 5.5 meters. And then you can also use blind to make their accuracy even lower. And then defend with 200% of armor is excellent for black braid, which we're going to be using, because I think the opportunity cost for armor and elemental in the tree is too high compared to just how strong black braid is. It now rolls up to 150% of armor plus elemental damage, and you can corrupt it up to 186, which means that you don't have to invest any passives, no suffixes into armored elemental, no passives on the tree, and the actual application of armored elemental is stronger than if you even had a big armored chest. If you had a big armored chest and 100% armored elemental, and you had black braid 200% armored elemental, means your chest would have to double your total armor in order to be the same thing. And a big armor chest will not double your total armor under Tactician, because we already have 10,000. Big armor chest only bring up to like 16,000, not double it. This is my scenario. And then defend with 200% armor is really good because it doubles the efficacy of armored elemental with no penalty. It will reduce your physical damage reduction, which is kind of sucks. I'll have to test this out. The physical damage reduction is too bad. In mapping, I'll just take this out and switch to something else. I'm not really sure what I would switch to, actually. Maybe the totem one for more skill speed. And there's also 2 more here. There's another one here, another one somewhere. Another totem passive. So I might go with that and then go mortar totems as additional single target damage. Considering I'm already right near some of the totem passives right here and right here, I can easily swap some of my set 2 stuff out for totems. So there's that. But this is my preliminary tree. Getting about 1.4 million DPS. And the ignites are lasting about 7 seconds. We're using Black Flame, which is huge for damage. Chaos resistance is generally much lower in enemies than fire resistance. Then you can also use Despair and Wither. Ignite, normal ignite with fire damage, just get to use Wither. That's 50% increased damage taken, which is huge. So we're using Withering Presence and Despair. Black Flame at this point is literally 7 times more damage. but only because I don't have any elemental curses set up. But even with elemental curses set up, it's about 2 to 3 times more damage than going fire. So really good. I do not have the rapid shot in here, but we're going to be using rapid shot to boost our incendiary shot. It boosts incendiary shot by 50% more ignite magnitude when you use 30 heat. Because rapid shot is now kind of a utility skill rather than a damage skill. So build up 30 heat, use incendiary shot, and you get big damage. So with that said, this is basically it. I'm going to post the PoE in the description if you want to follow along. Tree is going to be changed quite a bit in the upcoming patch, but this is just a preliminary tree. You can probably follow this even in the new patch, because I don't think any of these are getting changed too much. They're just adding a bunch of new stuff. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of changes to various passives, but I don't think anything's going to be game-breakingly changed for these passives that I've taken. So peace out, you guys.